And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. And Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
We did it. It came out right on time.
Everyone, it is Wednesday night, hump day, middle of the week.
What's up?
And how is everyone out there doing? How you guys on the panel doing? Lawrence, Stephen, Tom, how's everyone out there?
Good. Well, Stephen got out of the quarantine, so he's happy. You know, he was telling
Tom's here. Tom's here. Hi, Tom.
Hats off to Stephen as I pour a beer.
Okay.
What's up, Tom? How are you, man?
How you doing,
Good, Lawrence? How you doing, Herman? Pleasure to see you. And Stephen, what time is it where you are?
It's 4 a.m. where I am.
4 a.m.
Dude, we're just closing the bars at 4 a.m. here. You know that, right?
A little early. It's a little early over there by Stephen.
Yeah.
What's up, JSK?
Hey, what's up, JSK? Chad B, what's good, man?
What's going on? Hey, Chad B.
I need to hit
classic?
you up, man.
What's good, man?
I need to contact you, Chad B. At some time and point, I need to get your email or something to that effect. Contact you.
Okay.
Stephen, for those of you who don't know, Stephen's from the Flyby Guys. He's in Indonesia. It's actually 4 a.m. in Indonesia. Tom is on the West Coast now.
No. Heading out. Heading out tomorrow. We pick up the RV, the travel trailer.
Okay.
Hook it up to the pickup.
Are you going to drive out?
And then we're going to take about 16 days. Hit maybe 8 spots across the country. We're going to go down to...
I thought you had left already.
No, we pick it up tomorrow. Tomorrow we head out. So we hit Cumberland, Maryland. Then we go into the great state of Kentucky. We hit Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Then I think we go into Amarillo, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
You're taking
I'm going to hit Sedona, Arizona, and then to the new home fort in Henderson, Nevada, a suburb of Las Vegas.
Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
Thank
I
you.
hope you enjoyed the trip.
Yeah, congratulations, safe travels.
I took a trip from Houston by way of the entire state of Texas, and
That's some state, huh? Man.
Yeah, but as a kid, it's no fun. Are we all? As always, are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
You know, but I mean, I would probably enjoy it more now as an adult. You know, it's gonna. You're gonna have a beautiful trip
because you can.
That I will say. That I will say. You respect it more now.
We're spoiled here, also. I mean,
we
the
live in a
vistas that we
country.
have across this country.
Right, we live in a beautiful country, and
we take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Just like us in that, you know, we got 3 city boys
drone shots was
here,
good,
Stephen. Okay, 3 New York City boys here. And we take the city for granted too, don't we? I mean, you know, we'll have friends come to town and go, "Hey, I want to go here." And you go, "Well, I've never been there myself," you know?
Yeah.
It depends on the place.
Yeah, but it happens, man. It happens all.
Like I've been to the Statue of Liberty. I've been to the Empire State Building. I've worked on the World Trade Center.
Just to ride the Staten Island ferry for free, and they serve beer on board.
Yes.
Okay, so you know it's like
you can ride the ferry
like that.
back and forth.
So if you can finish that beer by the time you get to the other side, they got the big cans.
You know what I say about this country is it's so vast.
Mm-hmm.
But behind every turn, there's a new treasure to be found, you know? So, but that's the world at large if you open up your eyes. And I mean, that's, you know, one thing we share here is we share our love for the visual, right?
True.
And so to take advantage of what's around us, I look at surroundings as either being target rich or stale. And unfortunately, when you know, some of us, when we're in this vast city for so long,
Mhm.
it does become stale, right? We always complain that we're always flying the
Yes.
same places.
Yes, it does.
You know?
Yes, it does. And you
But
know what?
Steven gets to fly, man. Geez,
Big Matt, what's good?
how many miles have you racked up? We'll say in the last 12 months.
Maddie's Drone World. What's up, man?
A lot of miles. You know,
I hope those are going to some frequent flyer program. Steve.
absolutely.
Yeah, you know what?
Of course.
Lawrence asked him about that on the last stream.
I think Lawrence was trying to hit you up for, if you can gift some of those miles. Okay, he'll come visit.
Listen. By any means possible, I want to get to Finland.
Okay.
That's a bucket list. That's a bucket list. You hear,
Just
Steve?
make sure. Just make sure I'm there at the same time.
Absolutely. That's not easy though. I see.
I know.
That's not
and
easy.
not easy. Right. As much as he travels, that it is not easy, but we will make that happen. Chad B, I'm going to send you an email after the live stream. Okay. And we will take it from there. I got the information that I need. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you that continue to come back to those guys every week after week. We try to stay on top of things. We're trying to change up production value a little bit, but things are happening. A lot of stuff is happening. We're glad you're here to support us.
Brent Ariel, Night Train, what's good?
Eddie starts off. Eddie shoots right from the hip. Action Cam 2 sucks. Yeah, but that's not what Billy says. Come on now.
The what? The Action
Cam 2 sucks.
Yeah, it sucks at 4K at 120. I don't think so.
I would like to give it a try.
Eddie's just trying to start some shit.
I know. He's trying to start some shit.
Okay. he's just sparking the conversation, right?
That's okay. That's
If you
okay.
say so.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what it is? Eddie, I know what your problem is. Dono hasn't made a mount for it yet. Okay. He's still trying to figure out how he's going to screw up the GPS with that magnet. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine?
But that look, that on an FPV drone, absolutely.
That's the objective.
I think
That on
Billy's
the
already
camera
done
drone,
that,
maybe
you know.
not so much.
What's
I
that?
think Billy's
Steve?
already tried it. I think Billy has already tried it on FPV. I think I seen a quick clip on Twitter just before I came on here because I just woke up about half an hour ago and I just had a quick look on Twitter and I think Billy's already done an FPV video or something, isn't he?
I saw his earlier video. I haven't seen that yet. So Eddie Nunes is saying terrible dynamic range, doesn't know how to expose shadows and highlights. Overheats, needs the dock, no replaceable battery. Wah. Eddie's still going to buy one. How much you want to put money?
That I did suspect it overheating. I think I was on Sean's show a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week, and I was saying that overheating could be an issue with it if you're at 120. You know, it's
I mean, if you're going to continuously shoot, I would say you're probably going to get a good 3-minute loop out of that with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to run that for a 10-11 minute flight, you're definitely going to have.
Hold on, Tom. Stop. You're saying you think you're only going to get 3 minutes good before it starts overheating? I doubt that very much. It's in an aluminum case, which means they have to have some kind of magnesium coolant plate in there or something to that effect. I don't see it overheating. Well, the GoPro 10 did the same thing, and people don't use the GoPro 10 because it's too heavy.
Well, that's
heating issues.
And Billy made a good point.
But Tom, 3 minutes is good time. I doubt it. Now I could see more like 6 to 10 minutes.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Potato Jet. Eddie said Potato Jet had one crash.
The point I'm making is if I put it on an FPV cruiser that I have that can do 2 miles, and I can get a 7 minute flight on a battery, I doubt that thing will go bad in 7 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna say you're gonna have some overheating. I don't know if it's how detrimental it's going to be to your capture, but
Potato Jet had one, crashed it, and it was destroyed. Well, that's my only problem. There's no protective cover for that.
No. Their hope is that you don't exhaust your 3 DJI Care replacements as long as you buy the 2-year program, right?
Listen. All I can say
look,
is
the one thing I got to
it's gonna
say
work.
is
People are gonna make it
hats
work.
off to Insta-One 360. That's all. Okay. They started the modular craze. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I love the innovation. I love the competitiveness. Keep it going. Their go-to is a winner. If you're just looking for something just to document, do a lot of behind the scenes kind of thing. But I think that this does open up a lot of possibilities. I mean, the ease of use as far as integrating it with different accessories, being able to move it from one stabilization platform to another is pretty cool.
Yeah, I see what Mike's saying. Mike said it's in an aluminum frame. That's good for durability, but we weren't supposed to get into the story so early in the night, but we might as well since we're on it.
You forgot to send Eddie.
It's fine, but that big extra glass in the center would be my only issue.
Look, I had the Insta360 out on the very first day, and man, I took that thing for a tumble, and I had to send it off. I mean, there's acceptable risk, right? So you got to decide what you're doing with the camera.
Take risks to get that shot. Every one of us on the panel have done it, right, Stephen?
At some point, you're going to build out some kind of cage for this. There'll be aftermarket stuff for it. Okay. I like the fact that you have the ability. Hey, Roger, you have the ability on this to
hey, Roger,
throw a filter
what's going on, Roger?
And I think that expands its use as well. It is what it is, guys. It's an action cam.
Well, it is. The Insta360 is a great camera, but I expected a little more. And I'm going to be honest, when they showed the modular device, I thought you would be able to, and maybe this is something that they plan on doing in the future, but take the lenses and put them back to back and get that 360 view with a 155 on each side. It's not really hard to do.
Well, the only problem is because of the right now, the casing on it, you put two of those back to back and you're not going to get the coverage you're expecting. Okay. You with two of those lenses, I would say you'd have to go at 155. You're not covering all of it. Okay. And then you're adding this much in between. Okay.
I get it, but you're not covering all of it with the Insta.
No, but I say what one thing that was realized with the Insta360, the 1R that I loved, is the fact that I could shoot with zest and zeal. I didn't have to worry about what I was framing right then and there, but I could go back into post and pull my framing out of that and pull multiple framing from the same capture. Okay, and sync that up. So that infuses a great deal of creativity here. Now, what you won't get out of this is you won't get a 360 camera. What you will get is maybe the ability to film in both planes and then go back. But basically, you're buying two cameras at that point. So
right.
You can do that today.
If you have that, and I think if the Action 2 was to have 360 capability, that thing would heat up. That thing would be hot. It just
probably
absolutely.
That's a possibility. Yeah, not more than likely.
True, Brad. That's true, Gary. I get that, but I thought you could kind of compensate for that. That 155 does give you 310, which takes off that extra.
Yeah, you don't have, and then remember something with a 360 camera. Those lenses are actually shooting. Each lens independently is shooting much larger than 180. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the science of it. Is to overlap them, interpolate, and resolve those crossover pixels. Now, Insta360 has it pretty good, but as you're watching, you can tell, you can see where the planes are coming together. But it keeps getting better and better. And I got to say, when Insta360 came out with the 1R, originally, man, that demarc was very obvious. But over time, with firmware updates, they've
improved it.
And I see that here too, because
hey, Ray, what's up, man?
There's some tweaking, I think, Stephen, that might happen that can compensate for the overheating. Okay. I definitely think they can do that.
Okay.
You know,
And capabilities are going to grow.
But what's going to, you know, I mean, we all know what's going to happen. That there will be updates coming in. There'll be updates coming in. It will improve. The performance will improve. New features probably added there as well. You know, it's when you get a new product, that's never what the product actually is. It's never. It's not like, you know. I was watching old videos this week when I was in quarantine. I was so bored. I was watching old videos about the old PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 games, and just how when these games are released, that's how they were. But you know, when you get into the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5 games that when they were released, even if they weren't good on their release, they would improve in time. In fact, they
evolve.
Right, but Steve,
really good. It's the same with hardware now.
But that seems to be with everything, though.
Hey,
That's
Robert.
with everything now, electronically that comes out.
Well, because it's
firmware update. I mean, I bought a camera recently, and as soon as I took it out the box, there was a firmware update.
Yeah,
you know, and there's a firmware update for everything now. You know, and I mean, you buy the product, they announce a product, they come out with all what it can do or what they plan for it to be able to do. And then after a while, they have to optimize it and make sure that everything get it to work the way they want it to with all these firmware updates. And
there's a science behind all of that. There's a science behind all of that.
It's always been the running joke.
It's release management.
All kind of updates for your phone. And as soon as you get the final update for your phone, the new one comes out.
Hold on. You see what Robert put? He said he just watched a review of the camera by Peter McKinnon, which is a camera guy, and he gets 9 minutes after shooting in 4K at 120.
Oh, good. Excellent.
Okay.
So let me explain something. When we talk about, you know, releasing in the firmware updates and all of that, there's a discipline within IT. It's called the ITIL. Okay. And it came out of Great Britain, actually. But ITIL requires that IT continually, you know, that you have your design phase.
Right.
And then from your design phase, you go into your build phase. Then you go into your implement, your release, your staging, your release, and then your review. And then you go back in again to look how you can continually improve it. Okay. It's a constant circle. So what you don't want to do is just release something and drop it out there. Right. Because like Steven said, the original console games, what you got was what you got. Whatever came in the plastic was what you got. But then as we became connected, it opened up a whole realm to the engineering world that I could platform. I could create libraries that now I can start to insert additional, in our world, content into, right? That's a big plus for us. Otherwise, guys, remember, we are so damn spoiled because we are waiting. We're waiting for that new product like a month after we just bought the other product, right? And go back, here's the old guy in the room. Go back
5 months, 6 months.
Go back a bit and remember what Adobe releases. It was 18 months. Don't expect anything out of Adobe for 18 months. Okay. And then it could be an incremental update. Now with Adobe, man, I'm getting slammed every time I look at the computer. There's 6 more updates to Creative Cloud. Okay. So that gives us something we didn't have before. We would always have to wait. We'd find problems and then we'd have to deal with them for a year and a half, 2 years. Right. Now, we start talking about a problem next week. This issue might be resolved.
Well,
it's truly a 6-month turnaround, though.
Yeah,
but this is also what the software companies are using the public, because they will have their testing procedure. They will have they will have testers within, but as soon as a product's released, they'll be listening to us. They'll be listening to the feedback. They'll be because there's only so much
part of the machine.
We're part of the machine, and
part of the machine.
So I mean, as soon as that product's released, they're out there listening, they're out there trying to get the feedback, using that, because they could be spending 100, 200K more a year on a couple of more testers. But when you have people like us doing the job for them,
Stephen, you're 100% right. And there's one company to blame for this process, because at one time and point here in America and around the world, when you came out with a product, it worked. Now, let me get to my point. I used to be in the computers back in the day when they had DOS and stuff like this. The first company to pull this off with putting out a product without it working fully was Microsoft. If you remember using DOS, they had DOS version 1.2, 3.3, all of that. Once Microsoft found out that they could put out a product and have their stocks go up for putting out this product, and then put out an update and fix that error that was running in DOS, everyone started copying that. And this is exactly
but you say putting out a product before it worked. Man, you didn't even know what worked. So,
True.
So we had these companies and counterpoint to Herman. Counterpoint to Herman. Okay. You said that turnaround time is 6 months. I'm going to tell you, this situation with the overheating is already known to them. Okay. People have had this in their hands for the last several months. Okay. Billy is an example. Okay. Billy's got a can full of videos on this. Okay. So, so I would say they're about, bless you, bro. I would say you have,
Merle.
like Stephen said, engineering already knows they have a bug list that they got to work towards.
Right.
Okay. But the product's still functional on day one.
Right.
And you're going to buy it on day one.
Right.
And now they've trained you that you're going to buy it on day one, take it out of the box, and do some work for them. You're going to update the firmware.
Right. This is the thing what I was telling Lawrence before about how our dollar is going down the toilet.
Well, no, I see. This is where I differ. I think the innovation is good because they are no longer programming in a vacuum.
Steven,
they're not programming in a vacuum anymore.
You got to hold on.
What they want is exactly what we're doing right now. We've spent the first 22 minutes of the show talking about their product.
Because Herman can't stop.
They want that. They win. Right now, they have won because we've spent the first 22 minutes now sitting talking about it.
Well,
and it's 22
part of the machine, bro.
Yeah,
well, we were going to spend 22 minutes talking about it after the first 15 minutes,
but we cut to the chase.
Tom wanted to take it in his own direction and
Eddie started that.
Eddie's in the chat.
Eddie started that. Hey, aren't we connected to our chat?
Sure he is.
We connected to our chat community?
Sure we are.
See that?
Sure we are, but
Tom is drinking. Do you understand that, Herman? Okay. I'm trying. I'm having anxiety over my retirement, and I had to start drinking. Okay.
Listen, Eddie. That's true. Eddie does have his own channel now. Him and Ken got a good little live stream going.
You know what you do? Go over there tonight, right, and do the same thing in the chat and see if they pick us up.
See how tied in we are?
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. And I mean, they gave you a little bit of stuff in the box with it the price is fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
For it. I mean, what is it?
I think this is good camera.
$399 and what happened?
I think this is a good camera for you. I mean,
you got to enable sharing, Herman. And turn sharing on, Herman. If I'm going to show this camera.
Lawrence, you can't keep harassing me while I'm talking.
Yeah, really. We talked about this, didn't we?
I can't share pictures, man.
They got a few features in the box. I mean, what do they have? You get the DJI Action 2 and the DJI Action 2 touchscreen module in the box.
Yeah.
You get the magnetic lanyard in the box. Mm-hmm. You also get the
Again, a go-to ripoff.
The adapter mount and
The
the
GoPro
ball joint
clip.
adapter mount and the power cable comes in the box. I guess the ball joint adapter mount doesn't come in the
Yeah, that does not come with any of
the
this.
regular power
That I see.
with the power combo set for $399. But it's a
Nice form factor, though.
a nice little. It looks good.
Yeah, nice form factor.
Yeah, it looks nice, but let's see how it works in the real world. Now that Tom beat it up and got it overheating on you in less than 5 minutes.
Dude, that's I'm still gonna buy one. You know that, Herman.
While it's flying around.
I'm a DJI fanboy. You know I'm gonna buy one.
Did you order one yet, Tom?
Not yet, bro. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm still saving a few more pennies. You know, I'm scratching
many
thin
you
now.
out
I'm
there in
saving
the
a few
chat
more
got
pennies
one?
for that Mavic 3, bro.
Well, how many of you
Yeah,
guys
did
in the chat
anyone-
ordered one?
Mr. J's RC said $1, but did anyone out there in the chat
$1.
order one today?
That's last week. Did anybody in the chat order one?
I'm still using the one. I still have the first one. It's my main camera.
Steven,
It's a good camera. I have one. Yeah.
Steven, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Hey,
That's how I feel. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Big Matt has a very valid issue here. He says the Mavic 3 Pro is going to have major issues. I welcome it because it will become incrementally better. Like when it comes out.
well, that's with everything. Like we were just saying, you buy it now.
J's RC is asking.
You buy
Tom,
it now. You give them all your money for a product that you wanted to buy, and then you help them fix it as you go on 6 months later.
Of course.
Finally, it's the product you thought you bought out the box.
Yeah. I think
For those of you who didn't break it by then.
I think when you have that Apple ProRes version, the Cine version, I think it will be really interesting to feel the temperature of that machine when it comes back to land. You know, it will be nice to
absolutely.
I think that
great in the winter time, huh? Warm those hands up when she comes home, okay? Otherwise, you better keep the tinder away because it might start a fire.
El Smeghead,
the winter time,
20-year-old skateboarder, he would buy one.
Yeah, I look, the form factor works for a lot of reasons here. And the adaptability is a key feature here where I think they took it across the line from Insta360, okay? Because now you can take this, like, look, he's got the skateboard, so he can throw that on the toe. He can then take that off and just snap that on a helmet. Or throw it on the lanyard, and you're getting all these POVs. Okay, so that's where I think they crossed the line with it and we'll get definitely momentum in the if you have a one wheel, Eddie, you're gonna buy one of these. Eddie, stop already. Eddie's like buying.
Mr. J's RC.
What did he say? Yeah, Herman, I watched Ray. Yeah, fly the Kirby right into the ceiling. Oh, what Ray Kelly
not to cut you off, Tom, but I saw that while you were talking.
You didn't watch that, Tom? You got to go watch Ray Kelly's video. He did an opening of the drone. He's like, "Oh, look at these little tiny propellers."
Oh, he flew it? Yeah, I didn't catch up yet. I'm sorry.
Put the battery in.
Got a lot going.
He put the battery in, and he said, "Okay, let's go." Now, I don't think Ray knows which is the front and which is the rear of it, because
it's hard sometimes, unless you have your glasses.
The throttle, and all you saw on screen was this bang. He goes, "Oh shit!" And I've never heard him.
Ray's first FPV event. Yeah.
Hold on. Now you guys are going to make me go look for it.
No, you got to post it, man.
No.
Yeah, you got to throw that up right now.
I'm not going to. What happened?
Come on, throw that up. We'll get a copyright strike.
All right, you guys, Herman, get on with the news, and I'll pull it up. It was funny.
Gotta love Ray, man.
Heard Ray curse.
I gotta, no, we gotta hear that.
No, when I
almost let it slip that day.
When I saw that, I still can't stop laughing at that.
Hold on a second, because it shows the box. I'm trying to get to the point where he's
I hope Ray's having fun.
He's got it out of the box.
Hold on, I have to get to that part right little there. Thing, yeah, you got to. That's what Lawrence is always talking about: throttle control.
Yes. Yes.
Now you're
Yes.
gonna learn.
Everybody.
we forgot to.
Lawrence, why do you practice? Oh, I found it. I found the part. Hold on.
We forgot to ask. We forgot to ask Ray
What?
whether he was a thumber or a pincher.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Hold on, guys. Here it is. I'm going to try and play it with the sound too. Okay, give me a second. Let me turn the sound on and make it full screen. Ray, you know we love you, dude, but this was funny as fuck.
Directions, charge up the battery, and I'll be flying FPV. Thanks again, Lawrence, Herman,
Hold
Tom,
on, it's
and
coming out.
you know, I love your channel.
Hold
Big
on.
guests on,
I'm trying to
and
speed
I was
up
honored
to
to be on your show myself. Shortly. Right.
Hold on.
Give it a try.
Here it is.
You know, I picked that up at an AMA show.
okay.
Hold on, the sound.
Oh, Jesus Christ! It took off like a rocket.
Hold on, here we go. You gotta.
Here we go. See if she'll find. Oh, Jesus Christ! It took off like a rocket.
He thinks he's
Ray,
taking his
you
Air
know-
2S up, huh?
Ray, you know we love you.
Ray.
Yeah, he thought he was taking the Air
Oh,
2S.
man.
You're
We
right
did-
about
you know,
that.
we're at
But-
fault here. You know that. We have liability here because we
Mhm.
told them that you fly that inside.
Lucky he
Yeah,
didn't
Terrorize
have
the
a
pets.
chandelier.
You know, we should have sent them outdoors. We really should have.
Luckily,
And
he
now
didn't
be
have
on the
a
roof of the
chandelier.
house.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he would have lost it the first. He would have
We're
lost
gonna
it.
get the
Down to
roof
the ceiling.
over. No, but then he could put his Air 2S up and locate it.
True.
Okay.
Still
That's
be
true.
on the roof.
Search and rescue.
Yeah, but then we could talk about how to use a hanger for a rescue op. Okay. As
Yeah.
Ray pulls up 3 or 4 shingles on his roof as he tries to effect the rescue, right?
Right.
Then I bet you we would hear him curse. Okay.
Hey, Rodney Bell, how are you? What's up? But I had
man.
I had to show that because I did not see the video when he posted it on Facebook, and it came up in my recommend. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to check out the video. So
Yo,
I'm watching the video, and then I see I'm watching it from beginning to end, and it was just funny. It was funny because like I said, I've never heard Ray curse. He's a gentleman and a scholar. He didn't
All the
curse
way.
there, but he was close to it.
Ray needs to post that. Put that on.
All right, we gotta get. I just put the link in the chat. We gotta get to these stories here, man.
No, but you know what, Lawrence? What I wanted to talk about was, you know, I mentioned this before the stream started. The DRL, the Drone Racing League, will be holding World Championship Finals at CES 2022.
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The DRL is taking the final race of the 21-22 DRL Algaron World Championship season to Las Vegas, scheduled for opening night of CES 2022.
And I have to give kudos to them because they are actually trying to get drone racing into the
They're doing
Olympics.
some things, man.
They've been pushing hard. That dude ran over.
They are doing a lot for the hobby and pushing for the.
And keep in mind, they introduced the
FPV
first
community.
5G FPV racing drone.
For
Okay.
spectators. Yeah.
Yes,
Pretty
for the,
cool.
for the
Yes.
broadcast
Yes.
for spectators.
Yeah,
That
Really
just
pushing
shows you
them.
how much bandwidth there is in 5G, right?
this is
Mhm.
true.
So
This
they're
is true
trying to
also.
exploit that, which is great. Yeah.
This is true also, but I want to point out something also. And they seem to be a little, they're having fun with this. Now, this 5G drone we did a story on, right? And supposedly so the
Mhm.
spectators can see how the FPV pilots fly, other than through their view, they take one person to fly the entire track. And the drone learns the entire track in one lap, and then it comes up with the fastest line through that track.
Mhm.
And that's what some of the guys use to actually study with. I've been watching the drone
It's
racing
called
league
artificial
every Wednesday
intelligence,
night.
Lawrence.
Every Wednesday
AI.
night they come on 8 p.m. ESPN, no, NBC Sports Network. NBC.
Yeah.
I've been watching every Wednesday night for the last month now, and they're getting ready to go into the
all
finals.
these
Like
all these
said,
courses, and this is why I got to say STEM
they're in
education
stadiums.
so
They're in the
damn
stadium. This one
important,
now.
right? Because all of this from what goes
Hey,
on
Rodney.
behind the scenes, all these courses are laid out using computer-aided design, right? And then you say, then they're going to send the drone through, and the drone is going through and collecting data. That's what
Right.
what it's doing. And then they're taking that data back in, and big data, is what it's all about. You take all that in and you analyze that, and like you said, then you plot your fastest line.
Right.
Okay. Now,
Right.
a human flying that fastest line is a completely different animal, but at least you have that data now. It's like going back and watching the films from last
Tom,
Sunday's games, right?
I have to
figure out
find
what
I
the
have to
advantage
find
is.
the article. There was an article from Drone Racing League, and they were saying how the guys were racing this drone, the 5G drone, right, to see how well it knew the course. And they said after the first 5 laps, no human could beat it.
Well, this was going to be my question. This was going to be my question. How long does it take that drone to learn? Because it's not going to do it in the first one.
No, it's collecting data.
It's collecting data all the time. So
hey, Marcel,
it's learning.
Johnny Drone Flyer.
Right. 5? Is it 3? Is it 4?
Well, this is what the article was saying, Stephen, was it in 5 races, the humans won 3, the drone won 2. From the 6th to the 10th race, the drone won everyone else after that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, that's because it's measuring all of the space and taking all of the data.
The drone. Remember the drone
that it can take that turn at and everything. You're still feeling it.
The drone can do it the same way each time.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was telling Lawrence.
What works works.
That's why I was telling Lawrence when he was saying that he didn't like waypoints on the drone, and I was like, Lawrence, if you stop and watch the drone, it actually flies better than you do.
Oh, it's bread and butter waypoints. Waypoints. There's hardly a vertical where waypoints aren't an advantage.
If you can actually video it, it actually flies better than you do.
Yeah. I know someone. I actually know someone. I don't know if you remember my video that I done a couple of months ago about the sausage drone delivery in stadium. I don't know if you remember that. The guy who does, the guy who's flying that drone, he actually has a 5G FPV because he's actually working with one of the networks. And that was the whole point of that is that the network, and they have a 5G network. And he has a 5G FPV drone. He actually built one, and he's been using it as well. And I keep meaning, when I'm back home, I keep meaning to sit down with him and I should go and make a video with him because it will be really interesting. But he has built it. He has been flying it. He's not really an FPV pilot, but he's been flying it, and. But it would be really interesting to see how that works in certain obstacles. I don't think he doesn't have any AI yet, but the
5G is based on the microcell, right? So you have like Verizon who's coming out, and I think that's N77 is the spectrum of
guys
protocol.
Keep talking. I'm just pulling up a picture.
And that is those microsites that you put into stadiums and dense urban areas like mass transit hubs, things like that.
Okay.
The amount of bandwidth you get plus the precision that you get within there is incredible. So there's so much to be offered on the 5G side.
I have a link right here that you guys can check out. I'll post this link so they can check it out and find out about this 5G drone.
Just one negative. There is one negative side to 5G, and we did learn this actually when we were doing that one project. Let's say compared to using 4G or even 3G. But one negative aspect of 5G is height. You don't have the height at the moment.
Yes.
You have a very limited
Yes.
So you have maybe 50 meters.
Mhm.
If you've got 60
Correct.
meters, sorry, I know most of the audience is in the
well,
States.
Yeah,
Stephen-
and that, but
Sorry.
that's so that's where in a stadium it works, right?
yes.
Right.
Because you can build, you build upon that, you build upon your constraints within that area. But remember that some of these large carriers, I mean,
Hey,
in
JC.
the US, we have 3 biggies. Okay. But basically what they're doing within those microcells, remember, they're also rolling out their nationwide 5G over that. Okay. So the hope is, you get all of this because of the density of population within that area.
Mhm.
You don't have saturation issues.
Mm.
And
Right.
then when, of course, you start to leave that area, okay, that crowd starts to disperse. And,
Good morning.
and that can easily be
True.
transitioned and picked up by that nationwide service.
Good morning. Feet on the ground.
But the networks, even though themselves, I mean, they do openly say themselves, 5G is great, it's fast. But if you live in a tower block, if you live anything above 50, 60 meters, no chance.
Yeah,
No chance.
well, the thing is, remember, in dense areas, you can place antennas at multiple heights.
Yes,
Well,
you can.
I wanted to point this out to Stephen. Stephen, here in New York City, they've been on a grind to stretch this 5G network, and they have repeater stations every
This cell tower is
block
towering
to every
everywhere.
block and a half, and they're creating a gigantic grid. Now, a lot of people don't understand this about 5G networks
But
as well.
they're-
They're thinking cell phones and technology like that, but this 5G network was designed to speed up the internet at that height, between that height, from everything from trains to buses, satellite. When you get a bus, you're waiting at the bus stop, that's satellite now. All those networks.
So here what's actually happening is these 5G antennas. So here's one of the other things. It's also the physical footprint required of these 5G antennas. So you're going from these very large, 4G antennas to very small panel 5G antennas. And remember, those they're being built into new construction. Okay. There and we have Verizon here in the city, but one thing we have here, Stephen, is something called FirstNet. So AT&T was awarded by the government FirstNet to provide a spectrum for first responders, okay, fire, police, EMS. And so as a result of that, since AT&T won, AT&T got the ability to go out and touch every antenna out there and start to build this in. Okay. So, but as a result of that,
Coast to
also,
coast.
yes, coast to coast. And, that network is very, very critical to the first response community because we've had instances,
Exactly.
any disaster situation,
As far as
John Q.
real-time
Public
data.
and the media show up and saturate the hell out of the sites, and you in public safety can't communicate your tactical requirements. So this FirstNet system has allowed AT&T to go out and touch everything. Okay. And that's great for us because then you have Verizon coming in, okay, second as the red network and coming in and going, well, okay, we're going to create something called the preemptive system. So we'll be able to provision off that new N77 into a piece for redundancy in the public safety sector. Because guess what? Now in the public safety sector, I'm signed up for FirstNet, but I never do anything in a singular fashion. I can't afford that. It's quality of life, right? So I have to have redundancy. So what happened here was Verizon on the coattails is getting to touch everything in their world too. And then in order for T-Mobile to stay, okay, competitive, and also remember that T-Mobile had to give up a spectrum to Dish Network in this country. Because the federal government said we wouldn't allow you to merge with Sprint. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Because then there'd only be 3 of yous, and then you wouldn't have to really compete as hard. We want a 4th, so you got to give this up. So to us, here's the translation: we win. Okay. because now we start to get more coverage. And you have T-Mobile now who's trying to turn around and really start to saturate the rural communities. Because, there's somebody else on the realm, and Elon is ready, with his low altitude satellite network. And I think that's where, look, if, I posted something, Stephen, pretty funny. I put up that I just changed my occupation and now I'm a nomad adventurer, right? Well, I didn't realize that was an actual company out there, and I just got accolades for getting a new job. No, I'm going to be a freaking nomad.
Yeah.
Okay. But as a nomad, I want that Skynet network.
Yeah.
I still want to watch my Hulu, dude.
You thought,
I still got episodes to catch up on. Okay.
People thought you were actually going to work for another company.
Yeah.
For this company called Nomad Adventures.
I thought
yes.
No. I didn't.
As
think
a
that.
wanderer.
I knew exactly what you were doing.
I put occupation wanderer in there. Okay. I got people reaching out to me. I got family members that reach out and go,
Congratulations,
dude,
Tom.
I thought you were going to get a good pension. What
and
happened?
He just retired, Stephen.
Okay. Yeah.
He just retired.
I know.
Stephen.
I seen it. I seen that on Facebook. I did see that.
It was too funny, man.
Yeah.
I knew that from the title.
Thank you.
Yeah,
one thing, if we talk about 5G and if we talk about overheating, any of you who do have a phone, I have the iPhone 12, which is a 5G, and when I use 5G, even if I'm just doing basic surfing or whatever, or watching something on YouTube, this gets hot. This
it does.
This gets really hot. However, what I would like to see is just how hot that FPV drone 5G gets. I'd like to see how hot that gets, because
that's a good question.
Well, the one thing that it does have an advantage is flying.
Yeah, but there's also the GSM module, and I don't even think that they have small enough modules. Because I don't know what they have on the 5G one. That I would like to know, because these small modules, these small these small routers, I know that they don't have them yet. I have one for this. I would love to know what they're using to get the 5G transmission from that small drone, to get the performance.
To get the performance that they need, yeah.
Without
the downside, right? Yeah.
Because I know that with this company that I was doing the sausage delivery, they would strap a 5G phone to the drone to get the 5G connection. So they would just, if you look on the video, you see them strapping a phone to the leg of the drone just so they can get the 5G connection. Because there's no small routers anymore. They just don't have them at the moment because the technology's not there. So I would love to see what they're using for that FPV drone.
That's interesting, because
it is.
The one thing, like when you look at it, it looks like it's a sealed body, which doesn't help. And moving around.
There's very big vents in the front. And
but compared to what you have in your regular racing drone, see how you have a closed body?
Right, my racing drone is empty on the sides. All of that can breathe. Right, this is one air vent sucking the air in.
This is just like the DJI FPV joint. It's a solid body.
Yeah. I would like to see it.
I don't know what they have.
I'm curious to know too. You're right, Stephen.
That's interesting. See, it takes.
Yeah, but they're working with a carrier, and the carrier again
T-Mobile
is
T-Mobile. That's what they're using, the T-Mobile Pink. Yeah, I got it.
So there's some and T-Mobile. Remember, these companies have specific spectrums that they're working with, and then there's some common spectrums that they can transmit across, which actually is good for us because it allows some of these vendors to cooperate, some of these carriers to cooperate with each other and leverage some of the same infrastructure.
You're also not privy to that device yet either.
No. That device we haven't. Yeah, we haven't been able to put our hands on that device yet. So, yeah. But that a soldering iron and some micro screwdrivers. We'd have at it, bro. Okay.
I think this 5G drone, I kind of have if this is in conjunction with T-Mobile, I don't think that anyone would get their hands on that.
Hey, Stephen, I just put the link. Click on it and check it out. There's a lot of detail on this particular 5G drone, and they seem to be wanting to push it really hard. And the fact that they have T-Mobile behind them. Oh yeah, Herman, really quick. Rob, feet on the ground. Good morning to you, Rob and Sue in Australia. They want to know how you like the coffee. Because I told them the coffee is good for drinking in the morning, but at night you'll be up talking to yourself.
Well, Lawrence took the coffee.
I thought there were two.
No, it was that one.
I thought you had a coffee. I'm sorry. My bad.
You took it.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, Rob.
The honey I like.
I still have some honey there.
The cookies are good, sweet but good.
Right.
And then the candy had me.
Now, I agree with you, Stephen, on the question that you asked, and I don't know if the people in the chat were listening, but could you please repeat that?
Yeah. What? Look at that now. If you watch that video that you posted, they have a module which is the size of a phone.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
I've lost you guys. I'm sorry.
So now you know that drone is not a little tiny drone.
No, it's not. No, definitely not. Definitely not. And
it's funny. It's used to broadcast to the spectators.
Yes. To show the spectators what the actual FPV pilots see when they are flying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the issue. What I like about it, Stephen, I don't know if he's frozen. Stephen looks like he's frozen on camera. I don't know what happened. Stephen left and is coming back in. But hey, Michael Blaze, what's up, dude?
Okay. There you go, Stephen.
Hey, there you go. Welcome back.
You're muted, Stephen.
Yeah, unmute. Go to Zoom, and in the lower left-hand corner of the Zoom window, there is a microphone. You're muted there, I think.
Hi, guys.
There you go.
Hi. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Now, Stephen, what were you saying? I missed because you were frozen.
I was just watching that video there, and there is a module on there inside the drone, and it's about the size of a phone. It's about the size of a phone. It's quite big, actually. So that just shows how big. That's not your usual FPV drone, It's quite a
it definitely is not. And this is this drone was designed specifically to race against humans. At one time and point, they were talking about this drone to race against humans. And since they found out that humans can't beat it, it learns to track. Each time it runs the track, and it runs the track better and better and faster. They've decided to use it for media. They decided to use it for the crowd. Now, I don't know if you know about FPV, Stephen, but in the middle of an event, he's gone. Okay, but I'll keep
coming right back in.
In the middle, he's coming in. Okay. In the middle of FPV races, Drone Racing League at one time and point would literally let the spectators click in and watch the FPV pilot. But what the problem with that was, it would pull on the signal that the pilot was actually seeing and their feed. So now with this 5G drone, the spectators can actually click on the drone and see what the pilots are experiencing. But when Drone Racing League first started, you could go to a Drone Racing League event, and if you had goggles, you could put the goggles on and tune into Tom's channel or Herman's channel. You understand what I'm saying? Stephen may be having technical difficulties because he's frozen again.
Yeah,
okay. I hope that and he is in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's going on 5 a.m. in the
5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
It's 5:54 here,
Oh,
and it was 4 when we started at 5. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in. Michael Blades, what's good, man? Real quick question to you guys out there. Who really plans on getting the Action 2 camera? Welcome back, Stephen.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It seems to be the Indonesian internet doesn't seem to be very good at the moment. Don't know why.
it's not working in your favor. Well, let's
You,
hope it
you were
holds up.
talking bad about 5G. See what happens?
Well,
Somebody's
see?
listening.
Yeah,
Let's-
see,
let's
Stephen.
hope
See? Oh, he froze
Let's
again.
hope it holds up. But Tom, this
Yeah.
one might be right up your alley here, because Teledon and Teledon FLIR is holding a webinar on November 2nd at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to introduce the Radiometric Thermal Zoom. There's a camera that they're coming out with, and they want you to tune in to see how this will work for your business. If you
Yes, keep talking.
if you're into such things and need these type of tools for your UAV operation. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't have any interest in
Thermal
it.
camera out the
I
box.
just thought
is
I'd
not
bring it up
bad.
because I heard about it.
So
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 I'm not
basically,
familiar with the
radio-
radiometric thermal.
yeah, radiometric thermal camera basically measures the temperature of a surface, and by interpreting the intensity of the infrared signals that reach back to the camera. So it can give you a lot of detail. Also, it can be you can manipulate it so that it presents in different ranges. So depending on what you're trying to capture, whether it's a high energy
Hey, John Donato.
or it's something much lower, like faint body temperature in a dense environment. There's different ways to tune in on it with radiometrics.
Okay.
So
Eddie,
yeah,
stop
FLIR,
instigating.
What happened?
it's funny. It's like when we talk
Eddie,
about
stop instigating.
when we talk about copiers, right? We always talk in the terms of Xerox.
Xerox, yeah.
When we talk about thermal cameras, a lot of times people just say, "Hey, I got a FLIR camera,"
Hold on,
and they
real
don't
quick.
actually have a FLIR camera. But
I don't know who it is, but
FLIR is
Marcel-
synonymous now with
Marcel
basically
says
thermal
someone's got
imaging.
Marcel says someone's got a TV playing in the background. We can hear it. I can't hear it.
It just might be New York City noise because I'm on a busy street. So, yeah,
Let's
I could look
play
out
it.
the window and it would be like a drama. Okay.
Stephen, welcome back, man. Now,
Yeah,
Stephen,
sorry,
now, Stephen, do you own an iPhone?
Yes, I do.
He does.
Okay,
the
now
12.
see, my son,
Pay attention now.
my son, you just made yourself a target because my son owns an iPhone, and whenever he has bad reception, I tell him to put another quarter in that bitch.
What do you, Stephen, we must be talking to an Android user over there, right?
We must be. Yeah, we must be.
He must
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It's jealousy, envy, jealousy. I mean, remember when Moses came down there with 15 commandments, he just happened to drop one of those tablets, okay?
Yeah,
So-
because he asked the guy from
Stop
Apple
envying
to help
your
him.
neighbor.
You hear
Because
this,
he-
Herman?
Because he asked the guy from Apple to help him, and the guy from Apple dropped it because it was too much for him to hold.
Because you didn't need it. You didn't need it. That's why. You
Yeah,
didn't
and then you
need
turned
14
around,
different
and then-
manufacturers
And now you're looking
building
for
a
it.
different phone, okay?
No offense to you iPhone users, but I actually have nothing with the letter I in front of it in my home.
How they say
But
it? I'd rather be looking at it than to be looking for it when I need it.
Hold on, Herman. You get one for that.
look, he's getting
I'm sorry,
better,
guys.
okay?
We're just
But next
trying to
next
go spoil
time-
a little bit.
Just the drum roll immediately after he makes a comment.
I
like
know,
that. We'll
I
get
know. I
there.
didn't-
We'll get there.
I'm
You don't
getting
have
used
to announce it, dude.
I'm getting
It
used
kind
to
of
this
takes
stuff.
away a little.
I know. I'm still learning. It's a learning curve.
Oh, no, but you know what,
This
Tom? I
is
know
really
you
good.
like these things, right? You know, we've featured a few one-shot videos here and there, and
Love one
I know
shots.
you like them.
Yes.
Don't let my wife
there's-
hear that.
Do
Okay.
you?
Sorry. Where was the drum roll,
He's
dude?
off
It
again.
was
There he is. He
supposed to
missed
be
it again.
I
was
missed
supposed
it
to do
again.
a rim
All
shot right after this.
I don't know. You guys got to give me a
And
cue.
I'm the
wink
one
an eye or
drinking.
something.
What's
I'm
up?
trying to set up the
But you're
video.
hearing it.
All right, I got my hand on the button. Okay.
Oh boy, here we go. Now we're not going to give
No,
him
but you
anything.
know
Go ahead,
how
Herman.
normally we have these one-shot videos, and the guy's out. The guy takes off, and he's flying through, and he flies into a doorway. Somebody opens a door, and he's flying around. But check out this one shot here. If you've ever been to Yacht Week, you'll love this. Check out how they did this video.
Very, very nice.
Put the sound on, Lawrence. Put the sound on.
Okay.
I don't care. Let's go.
I don't think he can get a copyright strike.
It's already done. Now he lost several GoPros, and this is the recovery of one. While filming this, they lost 6 GoPros at least. And this is Yacht Week. The editing is great. And I'll post a how-to video, how they did this. That was one GoPro they lost. And a lot of this stuff that he's flying through, these transitions he's creating.
Can't hear you over the sound of the video, Lawrence.
It's almost over.
And that's the end of the video right there.
Excellent job there. Excellent job.
Now they have the making
And
of
I
that
liked a lot
video.
more than the video there. So thank you very much.
Well, the making of it is here, so you guys can see what went into it and how they lost drones, and they lost a bunch of drones, a few GoPros. This is the making of it, and then I will post the actual video itself. So I highly suggest watching the making of it first, or watching this one first, and then seeing
Yeah, watch this first, then
all
watch
those
behind the
tumbles down the
scenes.
rock sides and all of that. Those were cameras and stuff set up that they lost. There are the 2 links in the chat. It was a crazy good edit.
Yeah,
I will admit.
I like how they put that together, you know,
Yeah, very
going
enjoyable.
through different windows and stuff like that.
Well, each of those transitions he created.
Yeah, you have to create them. He goes into all of that when he on showing what he did in the edit. And it's actually, if you go to his channel, there's a few different videos he has of the edit of how he put it together.
Yes.
And then there's a video that they have of how they did the whole shooting and how many drones they went through and how they actually, I like how they actually lost the drone and used the actual recovery as part of the continuous shooting of the video. That was what that's what I like so much about it. And he used all of those scenes where he lost the drone as part of the continuous shooting, and the recovery was all part of it. Even when it stopped and landed, and they're sitting there,
he crashed into the wall
from sitting on the ground.
Right. If you watched until the very end, he comes in hot and he cuts the motor. I've done it before. Cut a motor before you hit something, just to keep from damaging it. So I posted both links for them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, but they're getting more and more creative now with these one shots. I'm waiting to see a one shot video from the flyby guys. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted. Stephen.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to try and get some footage when I'm out here. I brought the Mini 2 with me, so I brought it in my suit. In fact, all my team have brought drones with them.
Okay.
One guy's got a Mini 2, and
Are
then
you
one other
limited to
guy
where you can
got
fly
a Mavic 2 Pro.
in
So
Indonesia?
And, so when we're over in Papua, we fly to Papua on Friday night. So, and then we have we've got about 4 or 5 days off in between what we're doing, and we're going to go and try and see this amazing island. So it's going to be really cool.
Well,
Okay.
are there any restrictions? What are the drone laws in Indonesia? Because I don't know. That's why I'm asking. But wait a minute, we've lost Stefan. Oh, he's
No,
back.
he's back. He's back.
He's back and he's
Muted again. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. We understand. We saw Hangover.
So did you have to get any special permits? I mean,
yeah.
Just to fly recreationally or
Yes.
just for your commercial work?
Just for the commercial work. Can't really say too much about what we're doing here, but let's say on camera, but it's quite a big thing that we're doing here. It's quite big, but we can fly recreationally after the thing that we do. So it's going to be
right.
So there,
some footage.
Right. Is there any issue that you've seen as far as a recreational flyer in that area?
Nope, nothing at all.
That's good.
Nothing.
That's good to know.
It seems to be quite relaxed. That's why it was quite easy to get the drone in the country, actually. Although I had the Mini 2 in the suitcase, and I was carrying the batteries, hand luggage, So the whole team done that. The whole team just put their drones in the check-in in the luggage, and then just carried the other things.
And then you carry on is where you had your batteries. Yeah.
And nobody went, what is that? I mean,
man, this internet's so bad here now today.
It's understandable.
It happens over here too.
We understand. We do understand.
But you know what? Imagine this. Steven's halfway around the world from where we are right now.
Yes.
Okay. The mere fact that we can
this 10 years ago would have been not really. You couldn't do that.
In real time? No, not in real time. Definitely.
And once we lost him, he was lost.
Right. So the fact that he's in Indonesia and we're here in the States,
Stephen. Right now,
you're good.
You're back, Stephen. We do understand. Like Tom was mentioning, you are halfway around the world.
Yeah, but
so what we have is amazing. I mean, our complaints about latency and stuff like that are first world issues, really. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We were talking about just a few years ago, we would have maybe a 20 to 30 second delay before you heard what I had to say before you could respond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now we have
Skype was like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
True.
Well, Skype has improved too.
Yeah, but I do remember doing live streams when I did internet radio, maybe about 15 years ago. That's what they called what we're doing, internet radio, because I played music. There was a delay between the actual person I was talking to, and they actually had a service called Blog Talk Radio that everyone called in on the telephone.
Okay.
Right. Look, if the automotive industry moved as quick as technology, information technology moved, we'd be driving at 186,000 miles an hour
and not able to afford it.
Getting 186 miles per gallon. Okay. But, look, we have what we have. The automotive industry is coming along. Okay. We in the drone community are helping that. Look, one thing I did want to touch on today was there was a drone advisory committee meeting, and some important stuff came out of that. Plus, those meetings can frustrate the heck out of you also.
Yeah, they can.
But one of the things that comes out of this is integrating UAS into national airspace. Okay. We're looking at acceptable risk and things like that. And, when we're flying out in nowhere, we really don't have any major air to ground risks as compared to flying in an urban area. Right. So
True.
We want the regulations to be much more relaxed in that atmosphere than, of course, in an urban area where you need more technology, especially if you're flying by an airport beyond visual line of sight. You have to have some technology to wrap around that to make sure you're still flying safely, right?
Right.
So these are good things that are coming out. And if we're in this industry, we should look at how this actually translates to other industries, even the automotive industry. You talk about the number of deaths here in New York City, when it comes to automotive accidents, we're in the hundreds. Okay.
Okay.
When we talk about drones causing problems, you can only talk about military drones actually causing destruction, because loss of life is non-existent in UAS. Okay.
Right.
And we got to remember, we have to thank the FAA and the other civil authorities around the world for part of that, because understanding risk and being able to engineer around that risk. Okay. We want that. And where some people have put off remote ID and all that stuff. Look, integration into national airspace is
Ray
a
Kelly
necessity.
says the FAA meeting was interesting for sure, Tom.
Yeah, in fact, a buddy of mine, Ray, is on that committee. If you looked at the checkerboard up there, or what I call the Brady Bunch, you'll see Mike Leo was up there. Mike Leo is a captain in the New York City Fire Department. I worked with Mike very closely, and we got Mike appointed by Pete Buttigieg to the Drone Advisory Committee. He's one of the public safety members on that committee, and what a smart guy Captain Mike is. He's a wonderful guy. But yeah, a lot of good comes out of this, and there's also a lot of bureaucracy that wraps around it too. We have to accept part of that, right? And just like we have to accept risk in aviation, we have to accept some of the bureaucracy in making it happen. But these are important things. These are things that we have to stay involved with. Okay. Instead of complaining about what they're heaping on us, stay involved, stay tuned in, and then make your voice be heard.
Well, it's funny. That's the same thing that Lawrence and I have been saying for over a year now. Guys always talk about they haven't heard this, they haven't heard about that. And these things are there, just that you find them not interesting. And then you listen to your friend tell you something else. And that's why I said, if you really want to get the word out in the drone community, just put it out there in the form of a rumor, and guys will run with it like wildfire.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, you were going to say?
I just want to support what Tom said there. I think that I've been saying the exact same thing that Tom's been saying. Get yourself involved. Get yourself out there. Get your voice heard. If we look at the news that's been running around about how is it the FAA who have been saying that DJI drones could be banned or should be banned. And people have been losing, pardon my French, people have been losing their shit this week and posting online going, this is has everyone read this? It's been on every group. And people are posting it everywhere. When the headline says should, that doesn't say it's going to. It says should.
Exactly.
So, and it's in something very small. Just the wording. It's just someone's opinion. It's someone's opinion.
And we all have them, don't we? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Plus, an important part of our anatomy we hate to talk about, but is a necessity, right?
Yeah.
So see, part of this issue is that we have to accept that we want to be part of the aviation community. Okay, we have to be part of the aviation community, and aviation is based upon acceptable risk. You have to weigh the risk in each segment, whether it's risk to air and ground, whether it's risk to pilot and crew and passengers, okay? Or it's risk to aircraft. those are the risks you have to take in, analyze, make certain assumptions. Okay, so there's error in there. Okay, but then you have to carry out.
I said it, man.
If we wanted a perfect tire, okay, we couldn't afford it. Because
True.
if they built the perfect tire, it would cost us $1 million.
Well,
and I can't afford $4
anything.
million to roll down the street. Okay. So what do we have? We have speed balancing, right? There's certain imperfections built in. So they put it on the balancer, add a weight here, add a weight there. We got a good tire. Okay. So there's acceptable risk here. We have to understand that we can't accept in the aviation community all risks to be assumed at the same level, because then we wouldn't be able to fly. Okay. True. And this is why you have to tune in and be part of it. Because if you're out in nowhere, Arizona, and you want to fly, okay, you shouldn't have to worry about all this bureaucracy sitting on top of you, making it unable for you to activate that drone and take off. But when you are in a dense urban area where there's an exceptional amount of risk, we have to acknowledge there's certain things we can't do. I can't take an F-18 jet and taxi it on Fifth Avenue and take off.
This is
Could
true.
I do it?
Yeah.
Maybe not me, but
yeah.
Okay. Well, in flight sim, I can. Okay. But is it reality? No. So there's certain places that folks we have to understand isn't reality to fly from there.
Yeah.
Unless you put certain controls in place. So we have to accept and we have to demand a tiered approach to regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Tom.
It's having the aviation head on you. It's having the aviation, even if you're flying a Mini 2, even if you're flying an FPV, even if you're flying whatever drone, you need to be thinking aviation. And I know there's people out there who don't do it. And then when you start doing this, then you start to, have I lost again? Am I lost?
No, you're still
here.
here.
No, you're still fine.
We need to have that way of thinking. And I've been saying this for the past year in my videos and all the rest of it, and talking about that. And some people are negative about it and whatnot. But if we don't, we will lose the hobby.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
We will lose the hobby. We have a pre-flight checklist, which I have open to anyone. We don't want your data. I don't want your email address. You can go onto the website, Flightback Guys, and download a pre-flight checklist, only because I want people to understand what they're doing. I don't want an email address. I don't want any data. It's free for you. Take it, because understanding what we are doing.
Information costs nothing.
But there's not much we can do, and we'll always have people who will break the rules. We'll always have people who will rebel against everything.
Yeah,
and it doesn't do any good. It does more harm than good.
Part of the community, right? Part of the community is understanding that the action by one affects the many. So imagine this.
Agreed.
And I hate to paint this picture. I've actually, have a little bit of PTSD involving plane crashes, because I've had to respond to, unfortunately in my career, a multitude of them. I hate saying it that way, a multitude of them, but when you have a situation where you have 200 souls on board a plane, imagine if a UAS took down a manned aircraft. Do you think we'd be flying today? Okay.
No.
So we have to learn how to integrate.
Right.
We have to learn how to protect that environment. That to me, look, I'm 63 years old, and the FAA started 63 years ago, and I kiss my, I kiss it as a wonder that they have kept our airspaces safe. Okay.
Safer
so
than anything.
do I agree with everything they come out with? No. But do I think they're doing what they need to keep us safe? I think the intent is there, and the actions speak louder than words. And I think we have to follow through and participate in the process.
Well, Tom, you're
don't
right on that
participate, then whatever we're handed, we have to eat. Okay.
Right. Tom, you're right, but there are some out there that would say to you, yeah, you're right, but you know what? We've been here with them all along. The only reason why they want to do this now is because they want to put all kind of commercial stuff up in the sky.
No, they actually remember that you have different environments, or we'll call verticals. Okay, think of it as verticals. We're the recreational vertical.
Right.
In the stack. There's definitely
I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just
with a commercial vertical,
that's what someone would say to you. Someone might say to you.
That sparks innovation, right? And don't we get that downstream? Look, we get downstream, okay, from the military.
I think
we wouldn't be on this chat right now unless it was for DARPA, okay, and the military. So we wouldn't be flying drones today if it weren't for the military. So these are things that we get downstream results, we get benefits from. So, it's a matter of the commercial vertical is important to me. It's important to me because I know then it's also going to provide that innovative base to the public safety realm. And if you provide the public safety realm with the tools necessary to do their jobs, okay, to the best of their abilities, then you and I win out from a quality of life aspect, right? Because they provide those services to us, and when we're in need, we want to make sure they can provide the best services possible. So these are all downstream positive effects. So yes, the FAA, of course, guess what? The Department of Commerce is involved. They want to, the Department of Commerce actually was involved as part of NIST, the National Institute of Science and Technology, creating the public safety drone course I've spoken about before. Okay. Why? Why does the Department of Commerce want that? Well, because if we can operate drones more safely in the environment, drones can be used for much, much more in the realm of commerce. So
recovery is not so much commercial, but global politics. Agreed. Welcome back.
I don't know that I agree with that. It's a matter of in what context, though. Recovery drone in what context? I mean, I that's a statement I can't yet wrap my head around where.
Well, global politics. I could give my impression of it, but then I'd have to say the views and opinions tonight, not necessarily the views and opinions of everybody on the panel and or in the chat.
Look, that's something you should have recorded, okay, and be able to push right next to your rim shot there. Okay,
I didn't say a word. I did. I sat here like this while it was going.
I had dinner this evening with someone who used to work with one of the who used to work with AirMap, right? Who actually used to work with AirMap, and I won't say who it was, but we have been working together. He now works for a different company. He was one of the guys that left, and there was all the changes happening, and he was just saying what I was saying, that things are not good in AirMap. Things are not good at all. They are way too early. They've got way too much funding, and there's nobody ready to do. There's no one ready to implement what they want to implement at the moment. It's just not ready, and no one is willing to spend the money. And I predicted this over a year ago, when they had their changes, when they put the tweet out saying that we should be charging for airspace and stuff. I said that this would be the end of them, and I still maintain that. I honestly do not think AirMap will last another 6 months. I don't think they will exist.
And that's just my opinion. It's
Right,
my opinion
right.
based on what I know, what kind of insider stuff and stuff. And that's the same with many of these UTM companies and how they want to implement, is that, you know, I do understand that people are not happy and they don't want to have this kind of technology put on. We do need to have it. Unfortunately, we need to have it. You may not like it. It's too controlled. I understand. But the more these drones are being sold over the counter and anyone can buy them, it's true what Tom was saying. We are so lucky that nothing has happened so far. You know, nothing has happened. And it will only be a matter of time. I hope that never happens. But we know that once we have evidence that something happens, that's it. You know, it only takes one.
You're right.
You know, and we'll lose it.
Stephen, can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Yes, I'll try. Just give me a sec.
So yeah, I agree with you. And so Recovery Drone did qualify his statement. He said when you have an FCC board member speaking on their own views instead of putting out an FCC statement on official letterhead. So what he's referencing there was, it was a comment made that the FAA came out and said that Chinese drones could be detrimental. It was actually the FCC, this individual at the FCC, who put out that statement. Right. And it wasn't appropriate. It was not appropriate to come out in that manner. Okay, because it's an opinion, as Stephen had said. It's an opinion. But the problem is when you have a government official, and you know how we have trust issues with government, okay, especially now.
Government? Yeah, we got.
You have a government official coming out and making a statement like that. You take it as, well, that is the way the government is approaching this. And that's not necessarily the case.
Exactly.
So we have a problem in public safety that we can't buy DJI drones because we buy drones with federal grant money.
Right.
Okay. But we can buy batteries and stuff for DJI drones.
Okay.
So now we got to find an alternate path to actually buy
how do you fly them?
Well, we buy enterprise advanced drones by using other than federal grant money.
So
and then we spend the federal grant money on everything but the drone.
So can you make a deal with an outside industry that you will give them the money and they would buy the drone?
No, it's not a matter of that. You can't spend the money on that drone. And even remember, the Department of Interior doesn't agree with that. And it's just because there was a group within the Department of Defense that came out with some findings. And meanwhile, we wrap all our data with drone sense. Okay. So there's different controls you can put in place to mitigate the reported risk with Chinese drones.
Gotcha.
But if you were to say you can't fly anything coming out of China, then, gentlemen, we can't fly our blue UAS drones either. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, we've talked about that. So that's where I believe Recovery Drone is coming from, as far as the global politics. And I agree with you, because there's a lot of self-interest out there, but it's not serving us very well.
Self-interest.
Yeah. Oh, you still there?
Without getting political, there's too much of it out there.
I lost him in the shadows there. You see? Can you see him?
Yeah, I actually thought he disappeared for a little while.
Yeah.
I did.
But got a little bit of rim lighting going on.
Step away for a second.
You know what? We've seen the action cam, right? That came out today. Last week there was the Ronin, the beautiful camera that they came out with. That's 2 releases down, 1 more to go, right? We're all expecting this Mavic 3. We know it's coming. We've seen the pictures. We've seen leaked pictures on Drone XL. We've seen leaked pictures on, what's your friend there, Lawrence? Osita LV or Osita Love
54, 55.
Yeah, 54, 55, whatever you want to call him. I don't know his name, but he's leaked some pictures that came from some German blogger, I believe they originally leaked from. But We know this is about a week or so away, a little more than a week away. You know, the launch is November 5th. You know, was that a Friday?
I like the black and
That's
gray.
a Friday, right? Yeah. It's a nice design. We're waiting for this to come. We know what happened?
I agree with you. I like the black and gray scheme and these vents on the sides.
Well,
the
no,
top,
that's supposedly these are supposed to be. This is supposed to be the drone in detail right here. What you will receive.
Hasselblad branding on that camera.
So we'll see when that time comes. But like I said, it's about a week or so away. A little more than a week and a couple of days.
Yeah.
So who's buying it?
So according to
which version?
It's a matter of who's buying what bundle and what package. This is the standard package here.
Yeah. According to them at Drone DJ, these photos were leaked by this. We were trying to figure out how to pronounce this guy's name earlier, wasn't we, Lawrence? Nils?
Agent of DJI. That's all you have to. That's all you have. Agent of DJI. Because come on, man.
Arnsmeyer. How
if
hard is
I'm
that
in the
to pronounce,
marketing
Tom?
department, if I'm in the
Nils
marketing department,
Arnsmeyer, guy out
I'm
of
getting
Germany.
a huge Christmas
I guess the
bonus.
guy out of
If
Germany.
they only gave Christmas bonuses in China. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on now.
So you saying there is no Arnsmeyer?
Look. A leak is so much more cost effective. Okay.
It's a marketing.
Than paid out of the pocket marketing. Okay, come on now. It's a marketing genius there. Marketing genius, DJI.
I got you, Tom. But you're trying to tell me that
Hey, if GM did the same thing, if GM leaked, right, their new crossover, and got some buzz, okay, they'd have many more day one sales.
So you know what,
right?
Raymond put.
So you know what? Here's what I'm going to do.
It would be a big laugh if DJI used the old song "My Sharona" to introduce that new camera rig. Just slightly change the words.
So if this person doesn't exist, right, I'm going to watch to see if when GM launches their stuff, if it's the same guy leaks their pictures.
Yeah,
it's what's really interesting here is that DJI probably don't really have a marketing department, or what they used to, or what they put into marketing. They are now putting into the drone itself. So usually big companies like that will have, 5 or 10 million, budget per year. They don't have that anymore because we don't need it for them, right?
Right.
All that money is being put into the drone in a sense, so it's making the drone, in a sense, you can look at it, it's making the drone better. It's giving more value to the drone. One thing which no one's really been talking about yet is I love the gimbal cover, or as I call it, the muzzle.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's
looks,
supposed to hold the propellers.
No, but if you notice, could you guys bring that back up? I want to point something out. So if you can bring that back up.
Oh yeah, the pictures.
But Stephen, while we wait for that to come back up, I'm going to order up some T-shirts. Part of the machine, right?
Well, the
okay, say thank you, DJI.
The smart controller and
I just want look. I want my $13.26 in DJI credit to hold over a little bit longer, so I can at least spend it on this new drone. So the muzzle, right?
It's the whole
It seems to be the same color as its rear end there.
Right.
Okay. So I wonder when the muzzle goes on there, how that all blends in. Okay. I don't know. It looks a little BDSM to me. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay?
It does,
man. A little scary there. Somebody's got a sense of humor. Or Darth Vader.
Yeah,
or Darth Vader-ish, right?
Yeah, okay. That's looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I think it's testament.
The frog.
But it's testament just to how vicious, just to how that they have to have a muzzle for it, because just to keep it in control, just to keep it, make sure that it doesn't bite, because
actually to make sure they don't damage that thing coming down the assembly line. Okay.
It's to stop your
Okay,
propellers from flopping around.
Yeah, well, keep everything from flopping around, including that nose heavy
When you put
camera.
it in, when you
Okay.
put it in the bag, in the purse that they give you with it.
Yeah, that's come on,
Yeah,
that's a beautiful Merce right there.
Yeah, okay.
That's a
See
beautiful
now,
Merce.
with this, what the Cine combo, you get 2 sets of filters.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah,
2 sets of
and the smart
filters and a
controller.
nice price tag.
That's this picture right
Smart
here.
controller 2.
Yeah, that's the version
Yes,
2
yes, it's
on the
not.
smart controller.
And notice the smart controller comes with 2 extra knobs.
They all
I'm
do.
noticing right here.
No, they all
But this
do. They all
muzzle
do.
actually holds the props in place as well.
Well, I would hope so.
But you wasn't
Okay.
listening when I was talking.
Right here. Look, it looks
Yeah,
like a Darth Vader mask, like you said, but the drone will slide into it.
And
I
it
guess
holds
from
both
camera
the
angle
upper and the
down.
lower props in place. Yeah.
Where did I hear this before?
I don't know, man. It's what, we're on a time delay because Steven's in around the other end of the globe there. Okay.
Lawrence, did you have us muted?
I was muted. I was talking.
He was
while you
muted
guys
right
were-
here. That's
Yeah.
where he was
Oh,
muted. Okay. And I'm drinking. What are you drinking tonight, Lawrence?
I don't know.
Vitamin
What are
water.
you drinking tonight?
Oh man. See, that's your
Vitamin water,
downfall, bro.
right.
That's
The
your
Don't
basic
get
downfall.
model is
vitamin
coming with
water.
the
At least
controller.
Steven has an excuse. He has to drink coffee at this hour.
Yeah, you're right. Jayus.
I'd be putting some Jamesons in that right about now, especially with this crew.
You're right, JSK. The basic model will come with the Air 2S controller. My
Yeah,
problem
those same-
is
same-
Yeah, it's going to come with an 03 controller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why reinvent the wheel?
Now, can you link your own controller to it?
What's that, Steve?
So the only thing now, wait a second. The only thing is, I'm wondering if there's some modification to that because you have variable aperture here.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering if you have additional control on this because come on, if you're going to offer this at that price, I definitely want a lot more
Everything in the
control.
Fly app is on the screen.
Yeah, Fly app again.
Thanks,
That's
Ray
my own-
Kelly.
If you're going ProRes on this, man, I don't know. I'm a bit like, using Fly with ProRes. I mean, really, come on,
Yeah,
give me
I
a
agree
break
with
there,
you.
will you?
I fully agree with you on that. That's my only negative aspect is using the Fly app.
Imagine.
Because
Yeah, go ahead.
if you have someone using this professionally, if you have a professional using this drone, because you have you have the Apple ProRes and all the rest of it, and you have the Cine, using the DJI Fly is not something. So I'm really interested to see how they are going to adapt this, or are they going to completely redo the Fly app? Because
Right.
I hate Fly app, I really, really do. But I also want to know with, we know that there's going to be probably 3 versions, and you have the top version, the Cine version, which will have the new smart controller. Will the other versions, will that work with that smart controller, or will those other 2 versions work with the older smart controller?
Yeah, there'll be some backward compatibility with the older smart controller. I have no doubt about it because they've proven it that they could do it right now, right?
Yeah.
But will they offer the smart controller 2 for sale? And that's an absolute yes. Okay.
Well,
So even if you buy the base model here, now I'll give you a what if. Okay. What if they said if you bought the ProRes version,
right,
we got a whole new interface to go with that. How many people that really don't need ProRes
would
go ahead and buy it?
Yeah.
Because they're
the Fly
so
app is so
anti-Fly app. Okay, so there's additional sales I think DJI could have gotten out of the mix.
True.
Day one sales, in fact.
But Tom, you know what the Fly app is to fly with the Go4 app? It's like getting in a car and you get the car rolling, and then now you're looking for the
Dude,
brake.
I've flown with the
true.
pilot app.
It's true.
Okay,
It's true.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's like looking for the brake after a while.
I've been
where's the
saying,
brake?
man, I want that HUD app. I want that. Give me
This-
look. give me the fighter pilot app that I've been asking for.
I agree.
Everything right here,
Tom,
but everything I need here.
Tom has now led me into what I was just about to say. And the reason why I think that we're having issues or we have the separate controller is because I know with Anarchy Labs, they have been doing the integration with all the other drones, all the DJI drones, and there is different video. The video feed from the Enterprise Pro Advanced, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Air 2S, the M300, they all have different video feeds. It's not a standard feed. It's not a standard type of video that's coming through. It's all completely different. And that's been really, really challenging for Anarchy Labs. So this makes me think with this new Apple ProRes and the Cine, the video feed, which is coming from, let's say internally, will be completely different from the video feed from the other DJI Mavic 3 Pro.
I would say it's a given. Yeah,
it will be completely different, and that's I'm now wondering how that will work with the other smart controller and the newer smart controller.
I think. Look, I still have scars from Crystal Sky.
The old controller might work on
Although I hear Lenny from
not the
JSK,
smart
Lenny,
controller.
if you're interested in the Crystal Sky, okay, just DM me. But look, what they were able to do, and I was quite surprised by this, was they gave us the backward compatibility with the smart controller on the Air 2S. Now, of course, there's some downsides to that. We complain about limited range and interference and things like that. But again, they did not completely devalue my smart controller like they did my Crystal Sky. Sorry, guys, I'm wounded. But it's I think it's a smart move for them that, hey, you'll be able to use it. But look at all the new features we're building into the 2. Okay, and remember, we're the guys who have the hottest chick on the street, but yet when another girl walks by, we still turn around and look. Okay, so that smart controller 2 comes out, and it's got all these new features.
Right.
You're still gonna have a segment of our community that's going to purchase it just because it's newer and better. Okay, and DJI counts on that. But I don't think they'll totally devalue. I could be wrong here. We'll know very soon, right? We'll know soon.
They'll never tell you that.
Okay. No, but Lawrence will. No,
they'll never let you know that the other controller don't or did.
But look, I'm still a little perturbed that my goggles can't work with an Air 2S.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
But they did. Sorry,
Which
they
means
did. They did during beta.
Right, in beta.
The review is it worked.
Right, but
they
now, taking it away from you in the forgetful world we live in, I can give it back to you as a new feature next year. So I can occupy that one space of a year with something else until I can get the new drone out in 3 years.
But going back to what you said earlier, I still feel like the kid in the backseat going, are we there yet?
Oh,
come on, give it back to me. Will you give it back to me?
Soon. Because
hey guys, don't forget.
Wait till you guys that wanted this Mavic 3 get a load of the price tag on it and run out and buy that Air 2S you wasn't going to buy because you were waiting on this.
Yeah, I remember hearing plenty of guys, I'm not buying the Air 2S because I'm waiting on the Mavic 3, and you know what I hear? Very, very quiet.
You know how many day one buyers are in this chat right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I would tell you there's a high percentage of day one buyers in this damn chat right now. And then of the lurking community out there, I would say 100% of them are day one buyers. Come on. No one if you don't want to be in the lurking community, answer up.
No one lurks here.
Yeah, nobody lurks here.
No one lurks here. They're all
Dollar.
participants.
Yes.
Look, I'm in that segment of the population. I might be a day one buyer.
Yeah,
I've been waiting
Which
since
package you
August
get?
of. I've
because
been
they
waiting
have
from August of 2018.
because
It depends on.
drone is
Hey,
the
if
drone
gas
is the
prices
drone.
keep going up,
I just
you
think
know,
it's funny they put different sticker on the arm, but the drone is it's the same one.
I'm just saying, Herman. I'm driving 44 feet worth of vehicle. Okay, and getting about 11 miles a gallon. So if gas prices keep on going up much more, I'm not even going to be able to afford the base model. Okay, so
Well, you know what you got to do? Go
I
on
got
Amazon,
2,560
and they got
miles to cover.
Go to Amazon, right, and go scooter. They got scooters. You can scoot back.
Yeah, scooter. Look. I learned with my e-bike, right? We took a 38-mile trip with the e-bikes, and because I was,
what's up?
me and the wife, of course I was effing around with the bike and checking out the various pedal assist levels.
See what Raymond put.
So I got 36 miles out of the 38-mile bike, and believe me, pedaling a 70-mile bike for 2 miles at my age was a great adventure. Okay. So yes, know your limits. Okay. Let's see. What did he? Aviano Lawrence. I've been flying for hire just about every day when weather permits. See, he's a hustler.
No, Draymond. Raymond had put the smart controller has been the crown jewel, and with the update, it shines just as bright as it did when it was brand new. The CS has been regulated to the beginning to being the ugly cousin.
Be the ugly cousin. Okay, the cousin that doesn't even get invited to the reunion. Okay, come on, dude. See, here's what I don't understand.
Toyota sold that Camry.
Here, the wounds are still too fresh. 2,000 nit brightness. These eyes aren't getting any freaking younger. And I don't know about you, Stephen. You've flown in some very arid desert locations, okay, where that sun just reflects off of everything around you. Man, 2,000 nits of brightness is what the doctor ordered for these eyes. I mean,
for you?
Look, I'm still the guy with my mirrorless camera. Okay. I don't look at that back screen. I'm still putting it up to the viewfinder. Okay? I need to be able to see what I am shooting, right? Okay. Instead of it all being washed out. So I do not know why they've abandoned the commercial market to the level they have had with the Crystal Sky. So I think that's a big blunder by DJI. I'm still a fanboy, but I have my issues.
Crystal Sky, I really had a warning one, but I kind of saw that coming, and I was afraid of that with DJI.
Yeah, what's $1,000? Right?
I was afraid of it with the smart controller, and then I saw other things being added to the smart controller, and I found I had 2 drones I could use it with. So now it's like, okay, now you're getting rid of it, and you're gonna get a new one,
right?
Damn limitations.
It's not so much that they're getting rid of it,
see that?
But this is what I was saying with Lawrence. I was wondering if the regular controller, you could probably pair that regular controller to that new drone.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, I'm wondering, and I wondered out loud earlier that are they going to make some changes to that basic controller? Because you do have more features on this, or it's a Pro 3. You should have more features on this drone.
Everything.
And will you be able to access them from the controller, or do I have to menu dive to do things? Because look, as a pro photographer,
menu diving on a job is really cumbersome.
Well, this is the problem. What's the difference between my mirrorless camera with Nikon, okay, full frame, and that I don't know I don't know what they're up to. D5900.
He has 3 of them.
Yeah, right. The D5900 that you can buy for $499 with 2 kit lenses. Okay, what's the difference? Well, the difference is I got a shitload of controls on the outside of my camera body. Because as a pro, I need to access them quickly, not to dive 3 or 4 menu layers down to try to get something. Because by that point, I've
True, you
lost
needed a
whatever it
depressive
was I was
button.
trying to
Well,
capture.
that's what programmable buttons and other buttons. And
Well,
features
then they
are.
better. There's not enough of them on that current controller for me, bro. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I want stuff and I want it now,
Well,
and that's
see,
the
here's
problem I have with Fly.
see, but here's,
That's the
here's the
damn
problem.
problem I have with Fly.
I think DJI are listening. DJI are listening. They know that, you know, I think it's important to streamline. I'm not being negative about DJI Go 4. It is an older app. I do prefer it to DJI Fly.
Ditto.
I really want to see DJI Fly. You know, I want to see it evolve. I want to see it
Right.
evolve. I want to get
That's
it.
the word, evolve.
Yeah, it has, because it hasn't evolved. It hasn't not evolved. There has
It
been
went
changes
backwards.
to it. It has got worse. I think it's got worse. But I would like to see it. And you know, the Pro 3 Pro. You know, this should be a turning point if it's using DJI Fly. This should be a turning point.
It would have to be. It has to be, right?
I'm just curious to know how they would bring the aperture up on it with flying this thing, because it's not there now. You know.
Well, again, there has to be some re-engineering of the interface. Okay, there's certain things. I want some customization on that interface. The way I'm looking at the screen and the way Stephen are looking at the screen, we're probably looking for different things at different times. I would love the ability to customize what I'm seeing to some degree. I know I'm probably about 3 generations before my time on that request, but if you're gonna stick us with Fly, as Stephen said, for the Pro 3, then you're gonna have no damn choice but to provide a more feature-rich environment in Fly. And as a result of that, you air 2 S flyers, you air 2 flyers, and everybody down to the Mini will get benefit from it.
Well, Tom,
we can only hope, right, Stephen? Only hope.
Absolutely, I agree. I 100% agree. And it's funny. Sorry, I'll just jump in here before you, Ashley, continue, Lawrence. We have seen the leaks of the drone. We've seen the leaks, but we have not seen any leaks of the interface. We've not seen leaks of what the software.
It would be nice to be a
That's
Go.
why I want to see that. I want to see that release.
I'd be happy. Or a Go 5. I don't care.
That's why I'm anticipating that release, because I want to see what they have to say. They have to know that people feel this way about that app. They have to know that already. Tom was saying that they have people
I think
feel out. They have people that they get feedback from. They gotta know.
Yeah.
You know, and
know and act, right?
Well, it's two different things.
They're in different.
But
they wind up in different departments in DJI.
Yeah, but when you talk about upgrading the interface on that Fly app, then now you have to make it possible for this variable aperture to work. That doesn't mean that you'll have a variable aperture on the Near 2S.
If I don't, it's not as useful to me. Okay, that's part of the problem. I need a thumb wheel.
How would you make it work?
I need a thumb wheel. Okay, I need a thumb wheel, but I'm just telling you what I want. Okay, it's the same thing when I hold my camera body. I know what this one does, and I know what this one does.
Right.
And I have to know that. It has to become second nature to me, because otherwise I'm going to miss that moment.
Okay. We say what we say about the Fly app. Well, what's Sean is in the, I need to get Sean on here one day.
I have pictures of the Fly app running the new smart controller. We'll send them to you, Stephen.
Oh, only to Stephen, huh?
Waiting.
I'm
very much
waiting, Sean.
Hey, Sean, great coverage of the DAC, by the way. I always love to pick out my 2 favorite faces there. That of course would be Mike Leo first, my buddy, and then of course good old Vic Moss, who pulls no punches. Okay, I love Vic. Tell it like it is.
Can I say one last thing about the Fly app? I'm not going to say anything else about the Fly after this. When I use the Fly app, whether it's on the smart controller, whether it's on my phone, and I try to access the the exposure, and I touch the interface and I move it. I always touch the white balance first.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Terribly annoying.
Go ahead, Tom. Tell them what you call that.
Look. That's fat fingering. Okay. You fat fingered that bad boy. Okay. And now when I'm talking about customizing the screen, right? I will tell you as a photographer, I am going to set my white balance. And that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's
okay.
it.
As a professional photographer, I'm going to lock in my white balance because guess what? I'm shooting raw. So I can change that later.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to futz with it anymore. Don't make me accidentally futz with it and think I've changed my aperture when I haven't. And then when I realize my shot, well, I didn't get it the way I wanted to. Okay. And it'll piss me off. Okay. So, that's, let me check some boxes on an interface and say, I want to see this. I want to see this. I want to see this.
Yeah.
And don't show me this, that, and the other. Because
You said, Tom, you shoot raw?
it's noise on the screen. It's noise. And I can do that with my camera buddies, with my pro camera buddies. I can create a my menu. So on one touch, man, stuff I need real quick is right where I want it. Instead of, man, that interface, I got to go down the list. I got to come over here. And then the stupidest shit they put under advanced. I've been drinking. Sorry, Steven. The stupid shit they put under advanced doesn't belong under advanced. There's nothing advanced about it. Why is it there? First off, you have 2 line items in a menu and an advanced button. You still had screen. Put the other shit there. What are you doing? Right? I mean, I'm sorry. To me, it's logical. I don't know.
You can just see DJI watching this stream, right?
You're not the only one, Tom.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. We got to make
it
just for him.
Just had
from your mouth to their ears, Stephen. Your mouth to their ears, Stephen.
So next week, Friday, when there's another package that comes out, the Tom version, you guys jump on that. Jump on that kit.
I'm not going to get credit.
It's got extra dial wheels and buttons and interfaces on your setup.
See, I'm nothing but an See, when you boil your life down and you find out you're nothing but an incremental firmware upgrade, okay? It's not a good way to look at life, okay? I have to look a lot wider than that, Herman.
That's all right, Tom. We all feel that way sometimes. But yeah, you were saying earlier, you said you shoot raw.
Only, look, if I'm shooting, I didn't say I only shoot in the raw.
Oh,
okay.
I bet.
I didn't want to share that with everybody, Herman. Okay, please.
I got the T-shirt.
There you go. Look at that. There you go.
Shoot raw. There we go.
Okay. You're lucky no little old lady in Canarsie doesn't understand what that means, okay? Because that could be a 911 call, dude, okay?
Oh, there's a guy in the park with a pervert T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine? could you imagine? Wow. He get tased for wearing that shirt.
Advertising his perversion.
Lawrence, I got a Tom tooltip here, okay?
Okay, let's get a Tom tooltip.
All right, let's go.
And there we go. He got the button now.
There you go. There you go. Okay, I wasn't sure what I was going to hear. But look, guys, if you are shooting stills on any of your drones and they have capability of shooting in RAW, stop what you're doing right now and find that menu setting and turn on RAW capture, okay? And learn how to use a simple tool. And today it is simple. Lightroom is a simple tool to use. Get in there. You can manipulate the heck out of that. Now, am I saying overdo it in post? No. What you're sharing with everybody else is your vision of what you saw.
Exactly.
Okay? So go in and work that image. When you shoot RAW, it's going to be very, very flat. Okay? But it's going to give you greater latitude of contrast. You'll get more detail in your shadows, more detail in your highlights, and be able to actually present to us what you actually saw.
Yeah,
Okay,
that is true.
And don't waste your time with JPEG, because later on when you bring JPEG in and you want to do some post on it, you're going to degrade that image to a degree.
Yep.
You won't be able to pull out those highlights that you saw
Or
in the shadows
oversaturated.
because they won't exist anymore.
Yep.
Remember, think about it this way. Okay, you have 4 pixels right here, us 4 guys, right? And now when we shoot raw, all of us show up in post. Hey, I saw this, he saw that. Okay, right? But now if we shoot JPEG, guess what? Steven doesn't come along for the ride. Because Lawrence, you're supposed to remember what Steven saw. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we go into post and we start working the image and we save the image, well, remember, Herman, you're supposed to remember what Lawrence saw. But I didn't ask you to remember what Steven saw.
Right.
And then I go work the image again. And by the time I'm done, I don't have much to work with anymore. So don't bring yourself into a dead end like that. You know, if you want to see what you see on the screen right away and drop it up on Facebook, then capture both if your drone has the capability of capturing both.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you want to present a professional image and be able to use that image for something later, then you shoot in RAW. Okay. And if you're shooting HDR, shoot in RAW. If you're shooting automatic exposure bracketing, shoot in RAW. Because now you can bring that in later. If you're shooting your panos, make sure you capture the RAW images. Or even the best is when you shoot hyperlapse. Okay?
Yeah.
Those have to be RAW images. So watch your frequency, okay? Your capture frequency, because some drones have limitations and they can't capture RAW images if they're captured in less than X number of seconds. So look for that, because especially if you're doing nighttime hyperlapse, you want to be able to bring out those shadows, and you want to be able to bring that. If those highlights clip a little on you, I bet you can bring back a little bit in RAW, and there's no way you could do it in JPEG.
That's true, in JPEG.
So that's today's Tom's tool tip. Okay.
That was perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. It's that time, guys.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Like the fun show, guys. We're impinging upon their space, so we definitely got to get over
to get out of here, guys. And anything you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Play safe.
Okay.
If you live local in the New York City area, I am selling a Phantom 4, a Mavic 2 Pro. Okay. But you got to get me within the next week and a half, and it has to be a local pickup. Just DM me up on Facebook. You all know me. Reach out. And if you don't know me, you're probably not local. Okay.
Lawrence?
Right.
Okay. Well, everybody, we thank you for stopping and hanging out with us. We appreciate you all. And without you, none of this would be possible. And I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those guys.
Those guys. Good night.